They were, well, anyway. But I have stories on the food service staff at the Commons, and what a great meal tonight. And the athletic department, other coaches of other sports, players, the friends that I made at Southwestern, just so many stories. And I had professors that were teaching me when I didn't know I was being taught. And I use those skills every day of my life and don't know that, and I use them. But to all of those people at Southwestern, I want to say thanks for the stories. And then I really want to accept this award on behalf of my teammates. It's really about my teammates, and it's in honor of them that I accept this award. I really wasn't that good. Our team was, he made me sound good, but our team was kind of very unique. And we just clicked. And we won a lot of games, and I don't know if we won because we were having fun or if we were having fun because we were winning. But either way, we had fun and won a lot of games. And I think about the stories of my teammates, and I think about all the nicknames that we had in those stories. I see Steph. We still laugh once a month about our botched double play attempt. We're both standing on second base trying to flip each other the ball, and everybody's safe. And I see Z, and I think about his special pitch. He could come in and he'd come in relief and get a ground ball double play. He put something special on that. I don't know what it was, but we had a nickname for it. Oh, I think about Juice back there, and the thing about Juice, he played first base, and so I'd look over at Juice over at first, and he's always sharing snacks with the first base umpire. You know, the first inning is sunflower seeds. That's pretty good, baseball thing. Then he moves on to, fruit roll-ups and M&Ms, and by the sixth inning, he's got a ham sandwich trotting out there. Oh, man, great stories. And then there was a guy named Bear. And old Bear, when I was a freshman, he was a senior. When I was a senior, he was a senior. So we have lots of stories about Bear. Oh, Coach Mallon loved Bear stories, that's for sure. Coach Mallon loved Bear stories, and there's one man that was the reason for our success. He is the reason for my success, and that's Coach Jim Mallon. When I think about him, I think about his practice style, and there was never a situation in a game that we hadn't practiced. And I think about that as preparation. And he was known as a great hitting coach, and he taught me how to hit, but we never used really any tools other than a bat. Nowadays, I think about the internet and videos and gadgets you can buy, and he just had a bat and a ball, and we used it. We learned how to hit, and we learned how to bunt, and he let us play the game that he taught us. And, I know everyone here has a Mallon story. They're just, there's a bunch of them. But my favorite story about Coach Mallon actually happened years later, and it's a story about forgiveness. And that's what I'm going to remember him by. What I can't say anything about Coach if I don't really bring up our head coach, which was Shirley Mom Miller, Coach's wife, Jane. Now, I know you know that I have stories on y'all, too. Lots of stories, and I want to say thank you for those stories. But Coach told me one time, he said, I like to recruit players around Central Texas, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, because he said, I think athletes can play better when their families come watch them play. And I don't know if he knew what he was getting when he recruited me. I was from Georgetown, and with my family, my mom and dad, they came one or the other or both to every single game in 4 years. Did not miss a game. And when we'd go out of town, I'd have aunts, uncles, cousins. They'd come out of the woodworks, in-laws, future in-laws, friends. I got to play in front of my family. And I have great stories on them, as they know. My brother, Tim, Channel 1 Wahlberg. My sister, Pam and Cindy, singing the swinging baseball song. Great stories there as well. And I want to say thank you to my family for the stories. But really, I guess to answer the question of what was the greatest moment at Southwestern for me, and I'm just saying this personally, It was not about baseball, and it was not about even the 4 years that I was here. It happened a year later when I married my wife at Lois Perkins Chapel. And she gave me the gift of my kids, Morgan, Madison, and Murphy, that I'm so proud of. And I just want to thank you all today for making this day another story in my life, and I appreciate it.
That's a proud dad. Well, Danny, I know big number one's up there looking down on you. So, our third honoree is also somebody very, very special to me. We worked, how many years did we work together? 20? I was going to say 16, but I guess it was longer than that. 20 years. But I remember when she came and joined us as a basketball coach, and then soon got drafted as a golf coach, and soon got drafted as an administrator. I'm not sure there's anything Rhonda hasn't done at Southwestern. And but more than anything, I can say she's one of my best friends, and she is now a colleague also as the athletic director at Centenary College. She also had some very special athletes, and I would like to invite Carrie Brinkater, one of her former athletes and our current head women's basketball coach, to come forward.
These are hard acts to follow, I tell you. Welcome, everybody. It's so great to see some of my former teammates here to support Coach Seagraves. That's what we called her back in the 90s, Coach Seagraves. It's just really hard to know where to start when you talk about Rhonda. Coach, mentor, boss, colleague, and friend. Rhonda has been and currently is all of those things to me. I was lucky enough to play for her back in the 90s, and then I became a colleague of hers in the 2000s. I first met Rhonda back in the fall of 1992 when she accepted a position as head women's basketball coach here at Southwestern University. She accepted this job knowing that she was going to be coaching a bunch of ragtag young women because Southwestern was transitioning from the NAI scholarship days to the NCAA Division III non-scholarship days. And I was in that ragtag bunch of young women, and we desperately needed a leader to give us direction and to give us an identity. We quickly followed her strong leadership because we were taught that we were so much more than the first non-scholarship athletes at Southwestern. We were the epitome of Division III athletics. We were important, both on the field and the court and off the court. We were student athletes, and we were the new Southwestern University. She taught us to seize the opportunity, she's good at that we had been given, and to become the best team on and off the court. She taught us to represent Southwestern with grace and dignity. In the words of one of my teammates who couldn't be here today, she said this: "During a pivotal time in my life, when it would have been much easier to quit school and give up basketball and return home, Southwestern University hired a women's basketball leader that wouldn't accept no or I quit for an answer." Another teammate who's here today, Valencia, wrote, "I could never thank Coach Seagraves enough for the support that she showed me personally. She made sure that I always stayed on top of my studies and that I graduated on time. I'm probably responsible for quite a few of Rhonda's sleepless nights. And even after I graduated, she still supported me in my life's journey, and for that, I will always be grateful." Rhonda's no-nonsense demeanor was such an inspiration to us on the court that those qualities transferred perfectly into her role as administrator. She wore many hats here at Southwestern, and it was often joked around the office that Rhonda must not be human. Colleagues, would you agree? She must have been some type of machine, because there was absolutely no way that one human being could accomplish all the jobs that Rhonda accomplished with such degree of efficiency and quality. She was such a tireless worker. She would literally accomplish more from 6 a.m., not kidding, sometimes earlier, to 10 a.m. than most people could accomplish in one full day. She was never afraid to jump right in to make any game, match, or function succeed. She was meticulously organized and prepared, and no job was too big or too small for Rhonda. Nacho making, furniture moving, floor sweeping, conducting a meeting, or teaching class. Rhonda did it all without complaint, and every job was done the right way. Every job was conducted to make Southwestern University a better place, and a place where people were proud to work. Because Rhonda worked so hard, her colleagues and the department she managed wanted to work hard for Rhonda. She managed people with an interesting mix of firmness and gentleness, a quality that is very hard to describe and cannot be replicated. And we loved working for her. Some comments from Rhonda's colleagues. I appreciated how Rhonda wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt, believed in another chance, and would often be rooting for the underdog. She was a positive influence and also made me feel valued and my work important. Another colleague wrote to me and brought it to my office, and through joys of happiness, this is what he writes. She trusted my judgment. She never micromanaged. She let me do my job, and I wanted to please her, and I wanted to make her proud. I know we all feel that way. As my mentor, Rhonda encouraged me to think critically about differing viewpoints, to look at situations from every angle, and then form my own opinions. Rhonda's leadership has permeated every aspect of this campus and has been affirmed many times just in the past few weeks, as Shay, her daughter, has returned to campus to begin her career here at Southwestern. In Shay's words, she says, "My mom treated people well, and I'm definitely happy that this is the case, because it has made my return to Southwestern much easier." She said as she walks around campus, she's, "Oh, Rhonda's daughter," not Rhonda's daughter. And that has been incredibly wonderful for Shay as she's come back to campus. The essence of professionalism, Rhonda was always in control. No matter how many jobs she had on her plate, she never seemed scared or worried that she would fail. She just took full advantage of every opportunity that was presented to her. And mind you, she earned all of these opportunities. In closing, I'd like to read a few more words from her daughter, Shay. "I'm so proud of my mom." How many kids get to say that? "She takes control of her situations, takes advantage of every opportunity, uses her brain, and most importantly, treats people well." Notice I use all of those descriptions in the present tense. I'm very lucky because not many people get to say that about their parents. It's so special as a kid to celebrate my mom. But what makes it special is I don't feel like we are celebrating her past. We are recognizing who she is today. Powerful words from a very, very proud daughter. Rhonda knows how much work and planning goes into this Hall of Fame banquet. Rhonda, I sure hope that this has been the most special one of all the years. Rhonda, coach, mentor, boss, colleague, and friend, I'm so proud of you. Welcome to the Southwestern University.